Good morning, everyone. I got my coffee, my PlayStation mug. Yes, I am a Sony pony. I will happily admit it, okay? Currently 9:53 a.m. on a gloomy day in Bayview, Wisconsin. And I wanted to get on here and talk because some news has broken last night. And I think this Oh, Brady, what's going on, man? This video will probably have two topics. There's there's two things on my mind, okay? One, GFL just canceled their events, which is probably not too surprising. But as a hardcore fan, I gotta say I kind of got my hopes up for this promotion a little bit. Um, Roots of Fight. Yeah. I'm a hardcore, a real hardcore. It's fine. Um, and I would also like to talk about Call of Duty. Um, I'm a huge gamer. Can I flex quick? Can I flex any quick? Look at my PlayStation Anniversary PS5 DualSense. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, my wonderful mother got this for me, okay, as a gift. And I very much appreciate it. I'm a huge gamer, and Call of Duty, yeah, call me a casual, but I'm fucking not. And Call of Duty is my favorite franchise ever, okay? So I love this game to death, and I want to talk about the state it's in. I apologize if I sound nasally. I don't know what's going on up there, but we're just gonna have to work through it. So, an eclectic, you know, array of topics to talk about today, um, and we'll start with GFL. I'll keep them somewhat separate in case no one cares, if anyone's even watching anyway. But GFL has canceled their events in May, reported by the great Ariel Helwani. Also, and yes, we are going to play Verdansk right now. Okay? Like I said, I'm starting out and I'm more comfortable when I'm doing something at the same time. So bear with me. Um, Reported by the great Ariel Helwani, and the promotion is also, there's some serious doubts about the future of the promotion. And fuck, I mean, this isn't too surprising, right? But like I said earlier, I did kind of get my hopes up a little bit, okay? There's a lot of names on there that I love and care about, that I'm passionate about, and I want to see continue to compete and hopefully get paid a hell of a lot of money for it. Gegard Mousasi, Chris Weidman, Luke Rockhold. There's so many names. Araya Faber. They had a lot of great names. And I was really fucking looking forward to that Dylan Dennis Tony Ferguson fight, okay? Maybe more than any of them. Yeah, I'll be honest. And this might not be super surprising. Like, of course they canceled their fucking events. Like, of course they did. Of course they did. But it's still crazy that stuff like this can happen, you know? The whole AI trailer, the theme song, the roster they had, the team situation, like it's all a fucking fever dream, you know? It's like, how does this happen? I don't know. It's crazy. It's really, really crazy. Um, but now it's not happening. And I really feel for the fighters who maybe left contracts, maybe like gave up opportunities for this. I don't know. It sucks. It really sucks. And it gives UFC more credit maybe that like at least they're a consistent, very consistent business. Um, Voice crack, in a sense where they're gonna have shows and they're gonna happen, and even like through COVID. Like you have to give UFC a little bit of credit, and sometimes I even take it for granted what happened with the whole COVID thing. Like they were the only thing around, and they got the shit done, and you got to respect it. You got to respect it and appreciate it. Um, and that's a real thing. Like if you're a professional, you need consistency, and UFC I think does a good a job of that as they can, and that's worth something, and that's really valuable, because you see other promotions, GFL can't even get a show if it was real in the first place. If this whole thing wasn't just a farce to begin with, they can't even get shows. PFL I feel like doesn't have a ton of shows like the UFC does. Um, Granted, UFC is huge now, and they maybe have a monopoly, and it might be easier for them. I don't know. Um, but GFL, man, wow, it's really something. It's really really something, and I just can't believe things like this can happen. I had a thought that I was gonna say, and it completely went. So I apologize. Um, but the GFL couldn't even get one show started. But I'm assuming what happened, if this was a real thing, if GFL was real and actually planning these shows for these first days, either they didn't get. I thought they had investors though already for the upfront shows. I'm assuming they couldn't get a TV deal done, and putting the first show just on YouTube for free wouldn't cut it. And maybe they were thinking that, like, oh, I hope that didn't sound bad. I hope that mic is fine. It should be. Maybe they were thinking that they were gonna have to do pay-per-view up front, which I think probably would have ended the GFL right away, if they were gonna do that, because I can't imagine too many people fucking paying for that. Maybe I would have paid for it. Like I said, I'm a degenerate combat sports watcher, so maybe I would have. But to a certain extent, like if you're charging $20 for a card like that, I'll pay for it. Okay, there's so many big names on there. I can't be too mad. But if you're charging 50, 60, 40 even, ugh, I don't know. That's a tough sell. So maybe that's what happened. They couldn't get a TV deal. They were gonna have to do pay-per-view, which no one would have bought, and it would have just they probably wouldn't have been able to pay anybody. And that would have looked absolutely terrible. It's better that they would have canceled it now as opposed to being in that position, because that would be fucking awful, man. Awful, awful. And so that's what happened. I mean, I don't know. It's a crazy situation. And I wonder where these fighters go, because a lot of these fighters were retired. And so obviously they have a number on them that they would want to come back. I doubt UFC will match that ever. Um, but I would appreciate some sort of Legends division or Legends League where these guys can still get competitive opportunities if they would like to. I think they've earned that and deserve that, and I would definitely like to see it. Um, Especially someone like Gegard Mousasi, who's I think probably still one of the best fighters on the planet, and he just can't get a fight anywhere, which sucks, man. Like the PFL contract situation fucked him over as well. It's kind of crazy to see. And Dylan Dennis, dude, this guy can't. I get he's controversial and polarizing, but he really can't catch a break lately. Like he can't fight. KSI pulls out. This GFL thing falls through. It's like, damn, dude, this is unfortunate, man. And I kind of feel for him, because look, people love to hate on Dylan, and sometimes it's totally earned. But I mean, if you watch his Bellator fights, which obviously he's not fighting the highest of competition in those fights, with all due respect, but you can see the skills. You can see how nice his jiu-jitsu is, and his MMA jiu-jitsu, like getting people to the ground and finishing people. It's pretty fucking solid, dude. And man, he can't catch a break, and that sucks. Um, but it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. I wonder if the CEO is going to ever say anything. I think his name is Darren Owens. Um, I wonder if he's ever going to say anything about it, or just kind of go into the abyss, Just, oh shit, that guy's okay. Um, or he's just going to disappear, which I wouldn't blame him. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what happens. But I think there's an interesting story there with the whole GFL thing. Oh my God. I'm in an intense battle right now. Um, I think there's an interesting story to be had with the whole GFL situation. I wish I was in a position to go and look for it. Maybe I will. I don't know. No promises. Um, but I think there's something interesting there. The whole, how did this all come about? Because GFL started a couple of years ago, if you remember. I think it was called something different, but it was a thing a couple of years ago, and it took a couple of years to get off the ground running, and I guess it never did really. Um, and here we are in this position. So I thought it was interesting. I thought it's an interesting story to cover. Obviously, it's a lot of people didn't believe in it off the jump, and I was always skeptical. But I thought they would have at least gotten one show off the ground, because maybe I'm ignorant, but it's just crazy to me that something like this can even happen. All these announcements, rosters, fucking contracts, all these names you have, and it doesn't happen. Like, wow, that's kind of blows my mind. And it's a good lesson to be learned here. Is to, I guess, I don't know what the fucking lesson is. All right, the lesson is that UFC remains on top. Really, you know. Oh my god, my voice cracks, bro. The UFC really does remain on top, and I don't see any of these promotions coming close to matching it in any sort of way. For MMA, especially, it's not. I don't think it's gonna happen. Um, and they run a smart business. They do, and obviously all of these other people can't figure it out. I don't know what's happening, but that's the GFL. Um, I would like to also discuss Call of Duty. Yes, I know. What a random array of topics. But look, I'm more than just MMA. I just got fucking annihilated. I'm more than just MMA. Okay, I'm a layered, complicated individual with many interests and much knowledge on many different things. Okay, this is why you should come to this channel. You can get all these different insights. But Call of Duty to me is my favorite franchise, video game wise. I fucking love Call of Duty. I started playing Call of Duty when I was 4 years old. And I've seen it go through so many different eras and changes and ups and downs. And sorry about that. And now we're here in 2025, and Verdansk is back. And it seems like Call of Duty's back in a good spot. Okay, we're in a good spot. Um, but I just worry about Activision's greed to take this from us again. You know, if you got to keep Verdansk forever now, bro. You can't get rid of this map now. It comes back and it's so fun. I think this map is so fun, and I'm honestly I'm kind of two minds of it. I almost wish they would have saved it for a Modern Warfare game because it's a little bit weird to have it come back during Black Ops, and I've been saying that since before this launched. Like, it's weird to have it come back during Black Ops because during Modern Warfare, it just fit the identity of the game so much, and it feels like the identity of Black Ops 6 is like just a fucking, I don't know. It's all over the place. Like, it doesn't really have an identity. Even Modern Warfare 3, which people give a lot of shit, I fucking love that game. Okay, and I'm sure I'll talk about that more in this video. I fucking love that game. I feel like that game had an identity. Like, there's things going on at least between campaign and Warzone and multiplayer, and it felt like a Modern Warfare game. Black Ops 6 feels like a, I don't know, dude. I don't know what it feels like. It's just all over the place, man. And so that gave me some concern and apprehension with combining Warzone with that, because Warzone is so, that early 2020 Warzone has such its own identity. It's striking, man, and it fits the Modern Warfare 2019 game so well. So I was definitely concerned, but, and it's definitely not the same as it was then. Okay, but I'm enjoying the fuck out of it, and I think part of the enjoyment is, and it's actually almost a stroke of brilliance from Activision, if they meant it or not, um, is you have a couple options, right? You can bring back like Warzone exactly how it was in 2020, and that could have been cool, but we would have been kind of going through the same metas again, and it might have gotten stale. I don't know, because we already did it, you know. But it would have been cool. But I think the way they did it here is also nice because we have so many fucking guns in this game, dude. So many guns, so many operators, so much customization and attachments and camos, and that makes it like have a new lease on life almost. If you remember the 2020 Warzone, part of the popularity of that game was, yes, obviously COVID, but the content creators making like the class outs, what's the best guns to use, the meta changes, and introducing these new guns in these seasons. And now we can do that even more because we don't just have that certain set of weapons. We have weapons from 3 different games. We have weapons from Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, and Black Ops 6, and it's going to keep growing. And my concern is that they're going to stop it eventually, and I hope they just keep adding these guns. I don't even care if it's the same guns, just like put everything in here. I think that's awesome. You can select the meta you want for ground loot, and through adjusting different weapons in Warzone, you can have a certain set that are better, but you should always keep the options available because it adds so much replay value to the game. My concern is that one day they're gonna hit a hard refresh again, and that would be so annoying. But it's Activision's greed puts them in these weird positions because is it sustainable to keep adding guns? I don't know. We're in a good spot right now, but part of my also wishing it was released in a Modern Warfare game is because the gun, like Black Ops 6 is the main game right now, and that's the one that's getting all the content, and that's what's going to be actively feeding into Warzone. When I wish it was more Modern Warfare aesthetic, because I don't know, that's what the old one was like. I almost would have, like, if it was up to me, and this isn't out of the realm of possibility because they've done it before, I almost wish they would have added the new guns. They should have did 2 separate updates. They should have added some new guns to Black Ops 6 in the Season 3, like they did. But they should have added the AMAX, the Grau, and the HDR into Modern Warfare 3, along with a map or two if you're feeling generous, because you could be keeping a Modern Warfare 3 game active, even though it's still very active. I still play Modern Warfare 3 way more than Black Ops 6, and I think a lot of people do as well. You could be actively updating that game as well as Black Ops 6. Then you have people funneling to two different games to level up their guns and everything, which they still are, which that's also part of the reason I like this, because Warzone also gives you more of a reason to keep playing Modern Warfare 3. You can level up these guns and camos in that game and use them here, and I love that. I think that's great to keep those games alive, and I really do appreciate that. I think that's a good move on them. But it would have been nice if they would have put those games in there. It fits the aesthetic more, it fits the identity more. Putting those guns into Black Ops 6 feels like a very weird and reactionary move. But at the same time, it's not something they haven't done before, like, because the weird thing is it doesn't fit the timeline. But at the same time, we got the Moors and fucking Bal 27 in Modern Warfare 3, and that doesn't fit the timeline. But I don't know, it's more acceptable then, I guess. I don't know. It's just weird. That's the problem I have with it. Is sometimes Activision makes moves that feel reactionary. Like even Verdansk as a whole, it's like they already had a whole other Warzone map made. What the fuck? They had Avalon made, but they chose to do Verdansk to get, because it must be because it's the anniversary, to make a nostalgia play. I don't know. I don't mind it too much. I'm honestly happy it's here because I'm having a fuckload of fun with it. I just hope they keep updating it with the new games. Like, don't do a hard refresh. I would not like that. I spent so much time earning these weapons and camos and everything. It would suck to have a hard refresh at this point, you know? And I think there's no reason to, because part of doing the hard refresh with Warzone 1 into Warzone 2 was because they moved to a new engine, hopefully, because it would become more stable to keep adding to this game, and they don't have to do things like that anymore. That's what I'm hoping. I don't know if I trust Activision to make decisions like that and to always make the right and smart decision, because obviously they fucking don't. But you should have it become this like COD Mobile esque thing where you just keep adding all this shit into it. I would love that. Um, Maybe even be nice and like honor the bundles we had in Modern Warfare 2019 and add them in here. That'd be cool. But I doubt they'll do that. But just, you don't need a hard refresh at all. I hope they don't do that eventually. Now, also with Call of Duty, I'm very interested to see what happens this year. Um, like I said, I don't really like Black Ops 6. I can't put my finger on why. Something with the movement, the maps, it's just, it feels weird. But I think I know a reason why the game is the way it is. And so many people were saying before Black Ops 6 that, oh my God, longest development time for Call of Duty. 4 years to develop one game. I don't think that's the case. I think Activision saw that amount of time that Treyarch had, and Activision, being the greedy company that they are, said, Treyarch, you have all this time. Make two games in this 4 years. You made Cold War in what? 2 years? Sledgehammer just made Modern Warfare 3 in 16 months. It was still the best selling game for us. So, or of that year, I don't know. It's still sold very well, and we made this in 16 months. We expect you to churn out two games in these 4 years. So go at it. And that would make sense as to why it's just, look, this is what it feels like to me. It feels like how Vanguard was like Modern Warfare 2019, but they infused the weapons from World War II, which probably didn't take too much time. They can just Now this is easier said than done, right? They had a lot of the assets already made from that game. They can transfer them over, yada yada. They don't have to make a lot of new stuff. It's almost the same with Black Ops 6. You take a lot of the stuff you had from Cold War, transfer it over to this engine, make some maps. That's what it feels like to me. It feels like a more polished version of what Vanguard did, right? And that makes sense. That makes the AI bundles, that makes sense. They didn't have a lot of time to make a lot of the skins. They didn't have a lot of time to develop blueprints. Have AI make some shit. We'll touch it up a little bit with the human touch and yada yada. The events and content haven't been as good or as consistent as Modern Warfare 3. Probably because they're fucking making a whole other game. Um, Reportedly like the Black Ops 2 sequel, which sucks to me that it's getting this treatment. Like the Black Ops 2 sequel is getting like a rush development. That's fucking annoying. Um, but I think that's what's happening. I think Treyarch is making two games. I think they had to make two games within that 4 year time span. I think that's what happened. And so Black Ops 6 was probably made in like 2 years. And I think it shows personally. Look, Treyarch just made. Only thing they made was the multiplayer and zombies. They didn't make the campaign. It makes sense. They didn't make the Warzone. Raven did that. So 2 years, make a lot of zombies maps and make multiplayer, and also do the same for Black Ops 7. I think that's what's happening here. Otherwise, we probably would have had a whole lot of more content. So it's interesting. It's an interesting time to be a Call of Duty fan. I love this franchise so much, and it's weird that like the release schedule is out of whack now because of what happened with Cold War and Sledgehammer. Um, and so now, hopefully, after this, we get a consistent schedule. You know, I was hoping that with Modern Warfare 2, but I don't know. I don't think it's gonna happen. Um, so we'll see what happens. It's a good time. Verdansk is a fuckload of fun, though. I gotta say, this is a great update, and it's keeping me playing, and I love it. I love it a lot. Um, I'm gonna keep playing Modern Warfare 3. There's still guns I have to get camos for. I think that game is much better than Black Ops 6. It's still so fun. There's still so many people playing it. My friends and I are all playing it over Black Ops 6. Um, there's literally no reason for me to play that game. Like, I can progress the battle pass in Warzone. I wish they would let you progress the battle pass in Modern Warfare 3. They can. They could let you. They did that with Season 1. So, um, or was it? They did something like that. They could do it for sure, but they're not gonna, which is fine. But I think that game is way better. I love that game. And Warzone's a lot of fun too. So those are my two games that I'm really playing right now. Is Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone. I took a little bit of a break from COD for a while because I wasn't enjoying Black Ops 6. But I just got over my I don't know what the stigma is that you have to play the latest COD as opposed to the last one, but it's like, fuck that. I'm playing Modern Warfare 3 because this game is way better. And yeah, so I've been really enjoying Warzone and Modern Warfare 3. And I look forward to see how Warzone is in the summer. Summer Call of Duty is good shit. And yeah, we'll see what happens. So I wanted to come in here and talk about GFL and Call of Duty. And I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll talk to you soon. Peace out.